What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today we are doing the full review of the Jack Wolf Knives Low Drag Jack. This will be one of the first knives in a while that we have done a review on. We're going to do some cut testing with this. We're going to do some spec checking with this. This will be an all-in-one overview and review. We do have an unboxing of this up on the channel if you're interested in seeing that. Some of the best packaging and unboxing experience that you can get in the entire production knife world. Let's kick it off with the slip. This is the slip that comes with the Jack Wolf knives. And we all know there's a ton of custom leather slip makers out there. I have a bunch myself. But the slip that comes with this knife is so well done. I love the grain, the style, the look of this leather. The stitching is white and it looks awesome against this darker tan. The stitching is well done, very strong. I have no fraying, no pulling apart of the stitching, nowhere. It is extremely well done. I like this style of slip. I like other styles as well, the ones that are cut at an angle. You pick your poison, but this comes with the knife, and I'm not spending other money to get a different slip when this one is absolutely fantastic. It's taking on the aging and patina process very well, and this is not that old of a knife and slip. So it's taking on the aging process very nicely. Looks great. So the slip is 100% good to go in my book, and it will be staying with the knife. I will not be switching that slip up. So let's get to our low drag here. We'll go over a couple of the specs here. We have a satin finished S90V drop point style of blade with a big old belly. I love this blade shape. I don't think anything quite like this in my collection, and that's one thing that really drew me to this knife. Not only the quality and the materials, but this blade shape, it just really speaks to me. You still have a decently pokey tip. You have a decent amount of belly here, and then you have this area here, which is going to lock you into material very, very well. So we have S90, which is, in my opinion, a better choice when it comes to the steel than M390. You can debate that with me down in the comments if you would like, or you can tell me that you definitely agree. Look at the satin lines in there. Just a beautiful finish on this blade. Then we work down to the handle. We have this really, I don't know if you would consider that bead blasted really titanium. It's a little darker than your standard bead blast. It almost looks kind of like a acid washed bead blast finish almost. It's very dark and it looks very good. It's unlike a lot of your other standard finishing when it comes to titanium. And when you have these types of inlays, it just contrasts very, very well. This is the Jungle Wear Fat Carbon, and guys, I didn't have anything like this in my collection either. And I kind of really killed two birds with one stone with this guy, getting that type of blade shape, getting this carbon fiber in this colorway, and getting a slip joint. So kind of three birds with one stone, if you will. This thing has held center all through all its use. I have not messed with this. I have not messed with any of the hardware. Everything came nice and tight, and everything has stayed nice and tight. The only thing that I have done is occasionally drop some lubricant in there and work it in, and that is all that I have done. Keep the blade, wiped down, cleaned up, of course, but S90V is not going to be a huge corrosion issue when it comes to the S90V steel. So let's go ahead and we'll move into some of the actual specs here of this guy. So we're going to be looking at about, we'll just call it roughly a little over 2.5 inches of cutting edge, and we're going to be about 2 7/8 of total blade length there, and we'll be just shy of 6 3/4 there, like just shy, about a 1/16 shy. So it's going to be about your average size slip joint, I would say. I'm no slip joint aficionado. We are going to be featuring a lot more slip joints on the channel though, guys. We're going to be featuring a lot more slip joints, a lot more EDC type fixed blades. We're going to be doing a lot more flashlights, which a lot of you guys already know, but I have not said the details of some of the other things we're going to be bringing to the forefront, and slip joints is going to be one of those things. So continuing on with this guy, it is going to be extremely lightweight, all things considered here. We'll grab the scale and give it a quick weight check here. We are zeroed on ounces. So without the slip, we're talking 2.3, 2.4. And with the slip, we're right at 3 ounces. So basically all but nothing, in my opinion. 3 ounces, if that's heavy to you, I don't know what to tell you, man. 3 ounces, though, for this entire package is not bad at all. Goes down in the pocket beautifully. Doesn't take up a ton of space. So about 3 ounces, give or take a half ounce for the entire package of this knife. So I have done quite a bit of cutting. I filmed quite a bit of cutting with this knife also, and just seeing what that geometry and that S90V are capable of is actually insane. This is still the factory edge. We have a thin piece of magazine paper here, and this thing has held its edge just masterfully. It is an actual slayer of materials. Now it is starting to lose kind of its fine edge a little bit, but not really. It is a little bit, but I wish I knew how much I've actually cut with this, because it's been quite a bit, and it still has a pretty toothy edge. Now let's go ahead and we'll see what it can do against a little bit of cardboard here. So we'll start with this end, and the other awesome thing about this knife is the ergos. I can get a whole grip, comfortable grip on this thing, and I have a nice little place to rest my thumb because I trust the springs in this thing, and I know that they are well done, and I can put, a little bit on there if I need to, and if I don't, that's great as well. This little area in here is beautifully done in order to do cuts like this. Transitioning up to that belly is easy, and transitioning from the belly is also easy. So just a huge fan of this blade shape. And as thin as these are, geometry is a huge deal, guys. The steel choice is a big deal, and how it's heat treated is a big deal, but the geometry of that blade plays an even bigger role, especially when we're talking about slicing. The geometry that these are done at is just fantastic for a slip joint, and that's what this was designed to be. That's what it is. This is not meant to be, the knife that you baton through a log. It's not meant to be a cold steel. You know, an AD10, it's meant to be your slicer, your slip joint, your kind of lightweight day-to-day tasks. And I would have to say it does a phenomenal job at that. And the ability that this thing has, because as far as I know, Ben is going to continue doing S90V, and I think that is the right choice. That S90V is holding an edge insanely long. I mean, it's an edge retention steel, but it's impressive. Now, you know, there's a lot of guys who are collectors. I fall into that bit as well. And there are definitely knives that I buy, that I have, that just don't get a ton of use. And I know there's guys out there who buy tons of knives and they just don't get a ton of use. So they don't know how well that knife is going to actually hold up ever. They won't know. You know, they might know how it sits in the case and how it holds up, or how it holds up in their hand while they're fiddling with it. But how does the knife actually hold up after a lot of carry time, a lot of use? How does it hold up? What's it look like? And I have to say, guys, all the use that this thing has had, all the cutting that I have done with it, it really is almost like the day I unboxed this thing. I don't see any marks anywhere. The blade is still perfectly centered. The edge is still holding up extremely well. That's the factory edge, guys, and I don't think I've even stropped this thing. I don't think I've stropped it. I don't think. And it is still just nice and sharp. I mean, it still has even a little bit of bite to it. Yeah, just a little bit of bite to it. But even if that fine edge goes, the geometry of this is going to allow you to keep slicing and keep slicing and keep slicing. So that's the other awesome thing. You got the S90, but backing it up is this very, very thin geometry, and it's just going to keep working for you for a very long time. And when this thing is completely, you know, dulled out, you can hit this on the strop for a little while, and it will basically get most of its toothiness right back. And the other thing is, I don't know if we can pull it up on camera, but there's absolutely no chipping in the edge. The blade still looks beautiful. Needs cleaned a little bit in the pull there, but sorry about that. But just an extremely well done job. And I could not be happier with how this thing has performed since I got it. I didn't get a lot of carry time initially just because I wasn't carrying slip joints a ton. And I'm not carrying them a ton now, but I am carrying them a lot more than I ever have. And like I said, we will be featuring a lot more slip joints on the channel from here on out. Basically, as much as I can feature them, I will be featuring them. I want to have a lot of variety on the channel, whether it's price points or different styles of knives, fixed blades, folding knives, slip joints, does not matter. We are going to be incorporating as much of it as I possibly can. Slip joints and EDC type fixed blades are something I've kind of avoided doing, if you will, on the channel so much. There's a little bit of it on the channel, but not much. But there's lots of people out there who love slip joints and fixed blades, and I love them myself. But it's something I just kind of willy-nillied around with, and I shouldn't have, because there's lots of people who enjoy slip joints and fixed blades just as much as you can enjoy a regular locking folding knife. All in all, guys, the Jack Wolf is everything that we thought it was and then some. Because not only are they gorgeous out of the box with premium materials, but they're going to hold up for you as well. Now, this isn't 10 years old or anything like that, but we can get a good idea of how something's going to hold up after a certain amount of time. And I think that time has passed. I've had this for months and months and months. I've carried it a lot, cut a lot with it, and the proof is in the pudding with this guy. Just an excellent representation of a premium slip joint in every sense of the imagination. And that is why they are wildly popular. And that is why they are going to continue to be popular, because they are so well made, because they actually do what they're supposed to do, and they look very good doing it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it when you do that. If you're new to the channel or you've been here before and you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below the video. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.